shotgun start in golf is full of mathematics. There's a lot of setup work that we have to do in order to make a tournament work. So I'm going to demonstrate to you just exactly how we do a shotgun start here.
And here we go.
All right, all right, all right. Gentlemen, start your engine!
Greetings and welcome to a special Thursday edition of the Shotgun Start. It is September 25th. Andy, how we doing?
Brendan, we're doing all right. You know, we're overcoming some adversity early. You know, this is what you have to do. Great teams in the Ryder Cup, you get obstacles thrown at you. In this case, you know, we had all of our equipment in the wrong car, so we're having to play a little without all the tools that we usually have at our disposal.
Yeah, we locked everything in the wrong car that we didn't have keys for. So we're just ham and egging it with whatever microphones we got here. Our fault. This is part of tradition.
These are PJ's Gen Z mics. Influencer mics, the Gen Z mics.
We don't do any influencing. This is the closest we'll get. This will be a quick little guy. Short little boy. Get it out there in the world. React to match. My mic etiquette might be terrible having to hold this, turning my head without turning the mic with me. I've gotten used to my headset. So the matches are out, lineups are out. We're going to react to that real quick. It has a shelf life of, 15 minutes. So we're going to talk about that real quick.
I'm sure there's going to be some micro-analysis of this. I'm excited to get into it. I'm excited to dive into it.
What level of micro-analysis? It's like this is a fraudulent lineup because they didn't consider third shot on the whatever hole.
Yeah, I think
we
we've
get
gotten.
too in.
I think sometimes we get a little too in the weeds of this. There's obviously like we can call out things that might have been mistakes,
Yep.
but at the same time, what it comes down to is you've got 24 world-class players, and it kind of is who comes out and plays the best.
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
right? It's
You
golf.
can orchestrate the perfect pairings, and the guys can all play like dogs. And that's kind of the way this event works. And but it's gonna be fun to chat about this. But you know how to optimize your health.
We do know. I don't know if they've optimized these lineups. We will find out. I think they put their best foot forward. They got the most data they could from the most amount of people. And you can too about your health at Optum. Go to our friends at Optum.com to learn more. It's the leading information and technology-enabled health services business dedicated to helping make the health system work better for everyone. It's a proud partner of the Players Championship and counts Roy McIlroy as an Optum Health Ambassador. So not just like Optum Ambassador in general, but Optum Health Ambassador, where they have 210,000 people worldwide, delivers intelligent, integrated solutions that help to modernize the health system and improve overall population health.
And that Optum Ambassador, he's going out in the third match. I got to ask you, who do you think used, just right out of the gate, who used information and technology best to set their foursomes pairing? Who would you give the edge to?
I think Captain Luke. I think this is not to suggest Keegan's just, going full Zatch and like before they did it on the Golf Channel set. So, Bot Boy Brandel was up there with Rich Lerner, and that's where the rights holder got the perks. Instead of the opening ceremony, they got the perks up there. Luke seems like they have. Keegan obviously is dialed in, talked to his people. It wasn't like scrambling like Zach at the last minute. But I think I would say Luke has precisely what he wants based on not just a week, but or a season, but a couple years now, a couple cycles based on the last time. Recent form, combination of both, probably has a little more data to optimize that.
I think something that we didn't talk about in yesterday's podcast that is very true of the Europeans is, these team matches, I would like them a little bit to if you play pickup basketball and you play pickup basketball, you form your team, and if you win a couple times and keep the court, your team just gets better at playing with each other the more they play. And the Europeans having all this continuity and, effectively like you being able to look and figure out a lot of their pairings because they've had past success together, makes them, it makes it a lot easier for Luke in this role than Keegan, who, I think like they went big at the top, and they're hoping to blitz the Europeans. And if I think the JT Bryson pairing is a risky pairing. It could work out really well, but it's kind of a pairing that has a lot of volatility.
Yeah.
And I think them going out first, it was a big swing, and we'll see what happens.
Yep. We talked about that a lot in our previous show. PJ just munching on wings over there on the side of our new Airbnb. Of changing times, an unsolicited plug. Favorite wings on Long Island. We're going to see if it lives up to the hype here in a minute. First, like
how about PJ? He forgets maybe not.
You're about to throw him under the bus.
Not throwing him under
mortified.
the bus. He's got the equipment, and all of a sudden he's taking the time off. He's usually locked in, but since we're going off his computer, he's got nothing to do, so he's just munching around
over there.
Munching around eating
wings. You need
wings.
to come speak for the voiceless over here.
Okay. So what you heard, I was eating a carrot. First of all, did I have some wings? Also fine. You heard me munching on a carrot. Okay. I can't do anything because you're using my computer. So I'm monitoring the YouTube on my phone.
All right, just say it. I was like, it's like you're like Cam Young sitting down tomorrow morning, just sitting over in the corner eating your wings and carrots.
Do you think maybe Cam Young knows about changing times, and he'll be getting changing times before?
What are they changing? What interesting name for a Wayne sports bar. Changing times. The lineup. Let's actually get to the lineup.
Let's get to the lineup.
You mentioned the Bryson JT one. We'll talk a minute about that. 7:10 a.m. Rom Hatton, Legion 13. The Rubicon's been crossed, and they now are facing the conquerors of Bryson and JT, or the wannabe conquerors.
Part crusher, part.
Thirst bucket duo. I mean, the thirst bucket runneth over with JT and Bryson.
That's a thirsty. Everybody, they better put some ample Sprite on the first tee to quench those boys' thirst.
All right, so 7:10 a.m. Rom Hatton, Bryson, JT. 7:26. Do they need 16 minutes? Maybe. 2 balls in play. They need 16 minutes in between tee times. They wouldn't do that during regular ass play at bad pace. They'd probably jam them every 7 minutes or something.
The good news is Bryson walks fast. Now, Scotty, I would say we probably need 26 minutes between Scotty and his next group, because Scotty takes his time. The sheriff pulls you over. And you're in a hurry when you're going somewhere. The sheriff pulls you over. He takes his sweet time writing the ticket and getting ready for a shot.
Looks back.
Yeah.
The archive.
He's in there and they're monitoring.
So the match 2, 7:26. Ludwig, Matt Fitz versus Scotty and Russell Henley. Let's go 16 minutes later. Rory, Tommy, 7:42 a.m. against Colin Morikawa and Harris English. Okay, 7:58. Bobby McIntyre and Victor Hovland against Xander and Patrick Cantlay, the former house cat duo, best of buds. Vacation together and do all that stuff. They're back together again after not playing everything together the last few cycles, P Cup, Ryder Cup. So that's your lineup. I mean, look, I think you can have decaf coffee tomorrow morning when you 7:10 a.m. You lead off Rom Hatton against Bryson JT. That just the Rom and Hatton.
Maybe on the East Coast, not on the West Coast. You seem to forget the rest of the country whenever you look at these times.
Very myopic about these things.
A 6:10 start on a Central Time. That's early.
It's an incredible. It's a shot of adrenaline that match.
A real question is: should the Ryder Cup never be hosted on the East Coast because of the broadcast times?
It's interesting. Like, isn't Europe hard enough every 2 years? And now, we should do it the East Coast, like you said. Rom Hatton, 7:10 a.m. Edgy fellas, really competitive, burn bright. And then you have what you could be like a tipping point duo. Interesting either way. Could go crazy good, could go crazy bad. Bryson and JT at 7-10. Look, like you talked about how you were like kind of starting to work your way into the Ryder Cup. Like it's just the week came, and you're like the opening ceremony started getting you amused and into it. I think like, yeah, this is way overdone and over corporatized, and there's treacly garbage like hype videos and activations. But like the point of it is we get it every 4 years in a location in the US, only every 4 years, and it's for 3 days. And there's a reason it's gotten so big, and I've just come to embrace it. And we lead off with this match of Rahm, Hatton, Bryson, JT, which like, I don't know if you asked me in 23, 21, 18 that Bryson and JT would be a pairing. Think about where we were with like Spieth, JT sort of being the great
where
leader.
you were with Spieth.
Well, no.
I first saw
no.
missed Ryder Cups on the horizon.
I mean, what this says to me though too is like JT is sort of in a position of like either weakness of like I will do as opposed to calling his shots maybe at one point, or he isn't the experienced guy. Like I'll take on the beefy boy that maybe not everybody can play with real well, or isn't compatible with everyone. Just an absolute banger of a match on paper and headlines and all that other nonsense. Probably going to be pretty fun to watch unfold as well.
Who would you give the edge to in that?
Rahm and Hatton. They've been to the Rubicon. They've crossed. They're now in Gaul and facing
Who are they squaring off against? Was it the Crushers? This is
yeah,
a rematch.
Paul
This
Casey,
is almost
Bryson.
a rematch of
Paul Casey in for
of the
JT.
Live Golf
Yeah.
Team Championship. How about that?
Live, I'm sure will release some sort of promo about that. So 7:10 a.m.
I don't think they talked about that on Golf Channel.
Who do you like winning that one? Who do you like winning that one?
I mean, I think
We don't need to pick. I mean, it is.
I
silly
think
to
I
pick.
like the Rahm Hatton pairing. I don't like JT's driver at all. It is why he has not played well in major championships, and it's just you can't afford to give away holes. That being said, like Beth Page with the rough down is probably pretty friendly for the driver, but I think that when you look at those two teams, I think that the Rahm Hatton pairing is just a little bit more steady.
Seeing Rahm Hatton as a slight favorite on the gambling lines, as we know, that's the only way you can analyze a match or golf is through a gambling line at this point.
Or data golf. Those are the only
That's
two
true.
ways.
Yep.
You can't use your eyes.
Nope. Second match, gambling lines, and maybe in real life, is like on paper, heavy favorite to the American side of Scheffler and Henley against Matt Fitzpatrick and Ludwig Eberg. I'm not sure if that's a shock we're going to see Fitzy and Foursomes. We just assumed it'd be 4-ball with Rory.
I think it's a shock because
Yeah.
nobody's getting to the course more comfortably than Ludwig.
That's sure, especially in this little GLS. There's a lot of GLSs on Long Island, or maybe I'm just noticing them every single time I drive by now, which I think are just like staring at them longingly.
I mean, the Scheffler Henley pairing. This is, I think this is like where if you look at the pairings, you've got the Scheffler Henley is a heavy favorite for the Americans, and then you got the Rory Fleetwood is a heavy favorite for the Euros in the group after. And you look at each of those matches, and if the other side is able to win one of those matches, where if the Euros pull the upset or if the U.S. pulls the upset on the Euros, those are matches where it's 1 point, but it's a lot more than 1 point.
So I was going to ask you, like
It
a point is a
feels
point,
like
but
a point and a half almost
Okay.
when you can win one of those matches, take down, because like I think like one of the things, this is a momentum event. There are like, if you go in and knock off Rory or you knock off Scotty right out of the gates, it knocks down the opportunity for that player to like really get off and running, and get off, and then it creates a seed of doubt.
yeah, a little anxiety about where you're at. And,
Exactly.
yeah.
So these, like, I think I like the strategy, and who knows, like, how much each knew where people might go. But I do like the idea of, like, listen, like, nobody's going to give Morikawa and Harris English a chance against Rory and Fleetwood. But the reality is they have a really good chance because golf, the margins are not wide, and these are like 24 of the best players in the world. So there is a great chance to pull that upset, and the same to be said about Fitz and Ludwig on the other side, where like those. I think the natural, like what people always want is like the big name versus the big name and the power pairings. But as a captain, I think giving these like underdogs the opportunity to pull the upset is actually probably a pretty good sound strategy.
Yeah. It's not like you're throwing them to the wolves, right? It's like it's a high value, high leverage play, if you can pull it off.
Listen,
right?
and I think like people are gonna microanalyze these. Like, I guarantee you that Colin Morikawa and Harris English are not looking across and being like, these guys are better than
good.
us.
They're feeling
these are like elite athletes and sportsmen, as Westy would say, who do not like these guys don't believe that, like in the sense of Scotty and Henley, I guarantee Fitz and Ludwig are like, oh, we can beat those guys.
Yeah.
Easy.
Rory Fleetwood play the same kind of both TaylorMade guys. Well, I've noticed PGA Golf Channel, they can't say the brands. They sound like insane, like every time. Like just like they won't just say Maxfly, Titleist, TaylorMade. They're just like, oh, he plays the same brand. He does a different brand. And they turn themselves into pretzel.
Well, partners. You gotta watch out for your partners.
Well, if like everybody, we're just talking about everybody at the same time. McIlroy, Fleetwood play the same equipment. Obviously, love each other, get along great. Have been a formidable duo in recent cups. They should be heavy favorites. The Morikawa English, I would say, is the biggest surprise. Right, you come with some heat, at least heavyweight heat. First two matches. That third match is a change-up. Certainly something different. Morikawa maybe playing him on the worst of the Americans. You could count Xander in that breath. But the fourth match is Schauffele Cantlay. Obviously, like two absolute pillars.
They win experience.
Yeah, pillars of these competitions in the last 6 years.
I think you can make an argument that the most pressure you're going to feel in the Ryder Cup is in an opening match in the format of foursomes.
Hold shot, yeah.
Because foursomes is just a lot more anxiety-ridden than best ball, where you have two balls in play, and like if you hit a bad shot, it's like, oh, you have the partner, Best ball gets a little dicey if your partner hits it out of bounds off the tee, right? And then it's like, oh, I'm all by myself. Like alternate shot. So I don't think it's a surprise here that by my count, there's no rookie in either lineup. You're going
Russ Henley, he's a rookie, he's of a rookie.
Yeah, he's number 3 in the world, and he played the President's Cup with Scotty.
Yes,
like that is a dyed-in-the-wool. And number one, as PJ points out, the number 1 pick in our Ryder Cup draft by PJ and Joseph.
It is kind of interesting. I'm not like trying to put the P Cup on the same level right now of the Ryder Cup, but like USA does have that a little bit of an advantage of like European rookies are for true rookies in these competitions.
But there's only one.
Right. Oh, I mean, in general, not this cycle. In general, though.
You know who wasn't on the P Cup radar last year?
Who's that?
JJ Spawn or Benny Booms.
Sitting for the U.S. are Ben Griffin, Sam Burns, Cameron Young, and JJ Spawn.
Everybody's going to yell about the Morikawa English group
being out there like weak link.
I think it's they went with experience there and pedigree. And my question would be, who would you rather see in there?
Obviously, people would pine for Cam Young, but how do you match them? Is it Cam Young, Ben Griffin? It seems like they've been playing together.
They'd be playing the Maxfly. Do you want to put a Maxfly out there in match 3 of the Ryder Cup? Do you want to put a Maxfly up against Rory and Fleetwood?
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I'd love to see that. And then Schauffele, Cantlay, Hovland, McIntyre, Hovland, Aberg are split this time around. Bobby Mack is moving up in the world. He's not like this sort of rookie baby needing to be babysat by Justin Rose. Had been playing better. So that's your fourth match. I see Schauffele, Cantlay as slight favorites there because of, obviously, those are two name brands in these competitions, a name brand partnership in this competition at this point. Your favorite match on the board, one you're most excited about, or best match that kind of tickles you.
It's hard to not be the opening match. I think from
So
like
good.
a pure content side is the most exciting.
Do you think Bryson's
match.
teeing off one, doing the whole thing, sending it up and over, or JT will do it?
I think Bryson's teeing
Okay.
off one
All right.
because it's also a big advantage on 9
Yes.
for the bomber.
Covering that bunker. Okay.
I think the match will be kind of the most illuminating. Is probably the one that people are going to talk about the least. It's at the back of the lineup. I'm really interested to see what Xander and Cantlay look like. They have been, in terms of the U.S. team, the pairing the last few team cups. They both come in out of form based off the standard that they had set really the last 6 years of their career. And I think on the other side, Victor Hovland is a question mark, and Bob McIntyre though has been one of the best players in the world. So like if I think that last match is probably the most intriguing from the overall Cup storylines.
Yeah. And it feels like a lot of dominoes could fall, and like a real sort of linchpin could hinge on that fourth and final one. It's gonna. I mean, by golf purposes, it's gonna fly, right? We're gonna be done hopefully by 10:30, 11, 11:15, and a lot could be riding on that last match. Is there one? Just we always do on this podcast for every major worst tee time, right? That's a little hard to pick when it's one of 4. And we can't find, James Hahn with Tyler Duncan and whoever else.
Where's tea time?
What's the worst match? Your best match is that last one. What's your worst match? The one you're least excited
what
about.
What would you say?
Um,
I had to answer most excited.
I would say the last one, the double dip. If you're picking your least favorite child at this point. They're all exciting when you've had
So you're saying that's
2 years
the
off.
the least enticing match is the last one.
Of all the options.
Maybe I'll go watch that one tomorrow.
The second one, I think the second one could be kind of a snoozer. I mean, Fitzy, I guess, could get fiery, but Scotty and Henley could just go up quickly, and that one, there's not a lot of, fireworks, and it's also not competitive. Look, I have to pick one of 4. I'd go maybe that one, maybe the second one. What about you?
I don't know. It's
They're
like
all
impossible
fine. They're
to
all
pick
good.
these
Yeah.
because I think there's so much intrigue in
Yep.
the idea of if one of the ones that are like heavily slanted where everybody's just penciling in Scotty's winning and Rory Fleetwood's winning. Like everybody's penciling that in. If I think like the most pivotal matches are those middle ones where like if you can pull that upset, then you can completely like flip the session.
Yep. Is there anything that what's your biggest surprise? Whether it's someone on the bench, whether it's someone playing, what's the biggest surprise? I would say I can lead it if you want. You can piggyback. I think Justin Rose not playing the alt shot
I was
is a little
surprised by
surprising.
that.
So we mentioned Griffin, Burns, Young, and Spawn on the bench for the USA. Euros are Rasmus Højgaard. No surprise there that he's sitting. Shane Lowry, Sepp Straka. They've been sort of 4-ball aces. We thought that maybe with Straka's recent form or lack of play, he might be benched for alt shot to start. And Justin Rose is your 4th. I'm a little surprised that Justin Rose is sitting in favor of, I don't know, say a Fitzy being out there in alt shot. So that would be, if I had to say a surprise, that would be my biggest.
I think they're probably just trying to manage Justin Rose's. Maybe they're looking at like, hey, we want to get everybody in the lineup on Friday. That's to me, they're going to Rasmus and all of the guys that didn't play in the morning are playing in the afternoon.
Okay.
They're going to get everybody in the lineup, and they're looking at it, and they're going to say, if Justin Rose is going to go 36 one day, let's make it Saturday, and really in that that middle of the opportunity to swing a match, swing the overall match in there. So I would say, I think from that standpoint, I guess I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth here, but that's what you do when you podcast a little bit. I think I get why they didn't put any rookies out, but at the same time, if you were talking about who's playing the best on the American team, Cam Young, Ben Griffin, JJ Spawn are as in form as anybody on your team.
They put all their sort of question marks out there in form. We've seen them in matches, but Morikawa, and Justin Thomas have not been playing their best golf. That's clear cut.
So,
Indisputable.
and I'm not a huge strokes gain guy, but strokes gain tee to green.
But I am right now.
Number 7 is JJ Spawn on the PGA Tour.
Okay.
Then you go Ben Griffin is 17th. And those are like, to me, the two guys that would have like JJ Spawn to me feels like an all shot dynamo. He's not Tommy Fleetwood, but maybe he's Tommy Fleetwood light in the sense of the way he hits the ball tee to green. He's very machine-like. That's why he has ascended into a world-class player this year. That being said, like you look at Morikawa, it's like he's had this awful year and he's 4th, in strokes gained tee to green, and that's with a negative point and with around the green. So like. He is so. I think JJ Spawn to me screams like a foursomes player, and him not playing foursomes would be my biggest surprise.
Interesting. All right, we're getting comments that we have a light bulb out. Yeah, we're on the fly here, relocating
We
Airbnb.
just got into this place. Like
light bulb out is like the least of our worries.
Like, what do you want me to do? Contact the host. Hey, there's a light bulb out.
Do you want?
There's 6 light bulbs in here. I don't even.
I don't want to feed too many commenter questions. This is from JD Stan. Rabbit ears Bobby Mack will be a liability. Do you agree or disagree?
Well, I thought Bobby Mack was a liability in Rome. You know what he did? He shoved it right in my face.
No,
went 2-0
that's not
and 1.
true. God, the putter was like shaking in his hands as he went back with it. And Justin Rose carried him across the line.
Bobby Mack has been one of the 10 best players in the world this
I don't
year.
disagree with that. I'm just disputing your characterization of what happened in Rome, shoving it in your face. Like Rose was an absolute lion carrying him there. I think the rabbit ears will be out there, though. No matter how primed and prepped they are for it, he's going to get agitated. Great photo of him applying sunscreen yesterday.
Peach, get in here. We want to know your
takes. Who's going to win the session? Where do we fall? Alt shot, morning alt shot, lineups being what they are.
This is a mic. I saw people think that I'm holding an
invisible mic. No, it's in there. I think Europe is going to win the session. I would go 2.5, 1.5. I think the United States wins the Scheffler Henley, and then I'd say that 4th match gets halved. But I would take Rahm and Hatton and Rory and Fleetwood over their counterparts here. I'll go 2.5, 1.5.
Which match do you think Don Ray is going to be following?
Bryson, duh.
Oh,
are you kidding me?
Be just in the mix with that.
However, is Bryson a member of the PGA of America? He's not a PGA Tour member. Would he dare follow
non-member?
A non-member.
Not one of his 31,000.
It's the one guy in that match has 3 guys that are not PGA,
That's
maybe
true.
PGA
That's
members.
a live-heavy match.
JT is a notable PGA. I mean, it's a family
Father,
of PGA
we've heard.
members.
Oh, Bryson, they're on TV. He's got the screw.
Oh,
He's
God,
got the
the
tool
crank.
out, adjusting his crank driver. He's
how
sending it up and over the trees on one.
This is
packs of heads.
this is how he's getting the bots.
Like you
Big
said, you
gear
have to
guy.
be verified to subscribe on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button.
Is there a worst
Hammer the
case?
subscribe.
I mean, 2 years ago in Rome, Europe went 4-0. Is that like? Do we see that happening? Like that's. I was going to ask you worst case scenario, but I don't think like that is.
I think
the
the
one.
worst case scenario either side is you lose 4-0. We see it happen
Right.
often.
Or like Rory gets injured. Rahm and Hatton get injured. Like,
I think the worst case scenario for the U.S. team is that somehow those first 2 matches fall.
a lot of power up there.
Yeah, that would, and then it becomes like if Bryson and JT don't work,
Yeah.
like I feel like they're almost like back to the drawing board on that.
Yeah.
That's like they're putting a lot of eggs in that basket. It's like if your football team tries to go cheap at left tackle, and then the first game you're like, oh. Our left tackle can't block anybody.
Braxton Jones ricochet shots right now? That's crazy.
I love the idea of like a thirst bucket challenge between John Ray. He's going out with DeChambeau and Thomas, and he's like, "You guys think you're thirst buckets? This is the real thirst bucket challenge." He just takes them on in the middle of the fairway, showing off his kicks, getting the crowd fired up. It's his time to shine. It's so early in the morning, 7:10. What time are we leaving?
I think we're leaving at 5.
The Euros say, like, I'm going to be on the shuttle already parked at 4. on the first shuttle. I was like,
Well, it depends.
4:30.
It depends when the other Don shows up.
Well, it's going to be midday, for the start of the second.
Do you think he's
session.
coming in on a chopper?
Don Trump? Chopper like nearby, like 2 miles away, and then motorcade in. Yeah, he'll motorcade in, I would guess. I think the Euros honestly have created this just unnecessary I don't know, a giant in the room with this first tee stuff. Like, you need to be there at 4 a.m. They started it in like 2014. This wasn't a thing, and then all of a sudden it was a thing, and everybody needs to get there at 6 in the morning. The lines are out the door. I don't know. Why do we have to play by these rules all of a sudden? But I guess we're gonna leave it.
You're going. This is America. We're
Well, I just don't like.
Are you gonna be on the first tee?
They hit a shot and you can't see where it goes, and then like the actual matches it starts. Like, it doesn't. Like, why do we have to get up at 4 in the morning for this?
I remember at Whistling Straits, I stood up on that first tee and I was like, you know what? I'm out of here.
We'll walk ahead and
Yeah.
jump slingshot ahead. So 5:30, you're saying we're leaving?
We'll be
Okay.
And we'll be live
Friday
after every
every day,
day.
not session. Every
No,
day.
every
Friday
day.
night, Saturday night.
and we'll have our equipment next time because we're gonna leave it here. We're not
Yep.
bringing it to the.
This was a quick little show. PJ, anything else? Favorite quote, a favorite site, anything from today?
What if Ludwig is the Scotty stopper? Has anybody considered that?
That's not happening.
Well,
I'm not going to consider it.
what's your prediction on the matches?
I think the U.S. leads 3-1. No, let me amend that.
I'm gonna
Just
go
to be 2-2.
Euros
2-2.
2.5, 1.5.
I like 2-2.
There it is.
2-2. The last one.
yours?
Yeah.
I think they win 2 and 4, and the U.S. wins 2 and 4. Europe wins 1 and 3 matches. They're
Wow.
horses. Pretty kind of chalky, actually. Now that I look
I'm
at
gonna
it.
go. I'm gonna go Euro. Have in the second match. Surprise of the day.
Wow.
I think the sheriff. Listen, there's executive coming in that can override the sheriff with executive orders at his will. You know, he's not in charge tomorrow.
Is there any chance, here are our names, that someone sits the entire day? Like,
No.
we're not going to talk between now and then. You think so? That afternoon session is just going to be rookie ball and all this going. Okay, all right.
But yeah, I think that's the way you would indoctrinate a rookie.
Yeah.
I would have gone Spawn. I think I would have gone Spawn in foursomes. Like, the only thing I would change is put Spawn into foursomes, and then, take him out in the best ball.
Okay. Anything else from the day? Anything you want to share? Amused you?
We'll have a video coming at some point. Joseph and I took boots on the ground to see the Euros this morning. Turned it up to 11 on the crowd. They were working hard. They were really working hard. So I think it's working.
Yeah, the people are biting,
Yeah.
but then it's going to start mattering, and I think that's all going to go away pretty quickly tomorrow. We can't wait.
We got comments. We haven't talked about this, but Morikawa does now enlist the #1 swing instructor in the world.
Again,
Yeah,
Blackburn.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, he's out there with the European group yesterday. I don't know who it was. Fleetwood.
Oh no, he was with Fitzy.
He was with the European group.
No,
yeah.
Maybe Morikawa might not be. He's
don't
not
think
working
he
with
is.
Blackburn.
He's got a new putter, though.
Fitzy's working with Blackburn, and
held his-
Morikawa's got the new putter.
So between Henley and Fitz, who does Blackburn root for? He can't lose.
That's a good question.
Can't lose.
I'm not sure Henley's still working with Blackburn.
You can't. Well, he's been exclusively with Europe. That I've seen.
of all time.
It might not.
These things move
don't
around
know.
very quickly. All right, we'll be talking after each day. Thank you for tuning in. This is kind of an impromptu deal. We'll be live after Friday night, Saturday night. Can't wait. We've been waiting 2 years for this Ryder Cup, and we're leading off at crack of dawn, essentially, with JT, Bryson, Rahm, Hatton, and then a great session to follow with Rory and all the big names. Cannot wait. Thanks for listening to Shotgun Start. We'll talk to you Friday evening.